Okay, today we're going to look at chapter 4, and what we're going to do is we created the wireframe drawing of our V-block. And what we're going to do now is make it look like a solid. Okay, and we're going to use the mesh commands 2D solid and 3D face. Now if you have, like I have, excuse me, I'm going to just delete the viewport. Okay, I'm going to come back to that later. And I'm going to go to my model. Now I'm going to go up here and I'm going to make a couple of new layers. I'm going to make one called mesh. Okay, and I'm going to call one viewports. Okay, alright, and I'm going to make the mesh and make it a color that'll stand out a little bit. Let's see, what would I like? Maybe green. Okay, and I want to make sure that it's my current layer. Okay, alright, so the first command I'm going to use is 2D solid. The 2D solid creates solid filled triangles and quadrilaterals. Okay, it is being phased out, but we'll just take a look at it here. To use the 2D solid command, we have to be in the UCS has to be on the surface that we're going to be using. So I'm going to go up here to 3, make a 3 point, and my origin is going to be this endpoint right here. My X direction is going to be here, and my Y direction is going to be there. Okay, so we changed our UCS so it is on this angle right here. Okay, and I'm going to type in the command solid. Okay. Now this we need to pick a point. Now we're going to pick 4 points. Now the bad thing about this command is it's a little tricky how you have to do it. So I'm going to pick this point first right here, this point second, then I need to go all the way across to pick this one, and then the fourth one. Okay, now I'm going to hit escape. If you were in realistic like I am, you'll see that you have a filled in area there. Okay, that is like we're putting a skin over top of this wireframe, so it looks like a solid. All right, now we're going to, for the rest of this, we're going to be using the 3D face command, which allows us to put a face on anything that we want. Okay, to do that though, I want to be in 2D wireframe. Okay, it works better that way. Okay. Now I'm going to type in the command 3D face. So I type in 3D and there's 3D face. Now I'm going to pick 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll hit enter. Okay, so now we have a solid face there. I'm going to hit enter to go back into it again. And I'm going to pick 1, 2, 3, 4. And enter. Okay, now if I go to either hidden, you'll see now that that line behind there, anything behind these faces are now hidden. Okay, but I still want this to be in 2D wireframe for what we're going to do. Okay, and it's a little tricky and it's a little convoluted, but after this, we'll probably never do it again. Alright, so I'm going to go to 3D face again, and I'm going to pick this point, that point, that point, and that point. And you see that shape that's made? That's the part that's going to have a 3D face on it. Okay, so see it right there. Now when this is finished, I don't want this line right here to be there, so I'm going to use a command called edge. Now this command edge only works when you are in 2D wireframe. So I'm going to go to edge. Now it wants me to pick a surface or a face. I'm going to pick right there. It doesn't matter where, and you'll see that that line becomes highlighted, and I click enter, and there you'll see that now that line has gone away. But if I go up here to hidden, for example, okay, you'll see that I can see, or I can't see, behind that one particular object. Again, I'm going back to 2D wireframe. Okay, now I have to finish the rest of the faces on this surface right here. So I'm going to go to 3D wireframe, or 3D, and I keep putting E, 3D face, and this time I'm going to pick 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so now I have that face going there. Okay, again, I'm going to go into Edge. I'm going to click on this one right here, and I'm going to hide that edge. Now I also need to do the Edge command again and get rid of this one here. Okay, again, if I go into Hidden, now you'll see that that area is hidden. Okay, again, don't forget to go back into 2D wireframe. It's a little bit of a pain in the neck, but it's what we have to do. All right. Okay, we're going to do another one. So we'll do 3D face again. And this time we're going to pick 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's going to make that little diamond shape there. Okay, again, I'm going to type in Edge. I'm going to get rid of this face right here and this one right here. Alright, that leaves one little triangle up here. So I'll go 3D face, and I'm going to type in, okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, I'm going to do Edge one more time. Click on this edge right here. Okay, now if I do a hide or if I do a realistic, you'll see that now that entire face is just like a solid. Okay, going to go back into 2D wireframe. Now I'm going to do this surface right here. Okay, so I'm going to go into 3D face again. So 3D face, oops, and I'm going to pick this point, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, which now makes this box right here. I'm going to do Edge again. Hide this line here. Okay, now I have that little triangle that's left there. If I go into Hidden, okay, you'll see that it's like I can see through the box right there. So I need to have this area here. Okay, so I'm going back into 2D wireframe, and this time I'm going to pick 3D face, and I'm going to pick 1, 2, 3, and then I'll pick this one as the 4th. Okay, I'm going to type in Edge again. Take that edge and hide it. Okay, now I'm going to do this surface up here, this surface here, this surface, and that surface. And they're pretty easy because they're just rectangles. So we don't need to hide anything. So let's go into 3D face. And I want to go from here, 2, 3, 4 to there, and I'll hit enter. Then I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 and hit enter. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and enter. One more time, 1, 2, 3, 4 and hit enter. Again, if I go in and pick hide now, hidden, you'll see that now I have almost a complete solid looking object. It's not solid, okay, but I've made these into faces. Okay, now I'm going to hold the shift button down. I'm going to pan around. Okay, so you can see that this side here doesn't have a face on it, so we can see right through it because we just have the wireframe going here. So I want to go up and I want to make sure that I'm on 2D wireframe. Okay, I'm going to go into 3D face again. I'm going to pick those lines. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. All right, I'm going to type in Edge. Pick this one here. Hide that one. 3D face. Pick 1, 2, 2, 3, and 4 there. And type in edge. Get rid of that line. Okay, now if I go to hide or hidden, okay, now you'll see that I have what looks like a solid object. Okay, I still have the back to do. Okay, you see I can still see in the back here. Okay, so again, I want to make sure I am in 2D wireframe and 3D face. And I'm going to try, let's see, we'll go 1, 2, 3, and 4 there. Okay, I'll do edge. Hide this one. Okay, I'll do the other side. 3D face. 1, 2, 3, and 4 there. Edge. Take that one. And then finally, I will do 1, 2, 3, and 4 to get that last little piece. I'll do edge. This one here, and this one here. Okay. Alright, again, I'll do realistic this time. Okay, and you can see that I've got what looks like a solid shape, except for the bottom. Okay. Alright, we're not gonna look at the bottom this time. We're gonna try doing it without it. Okay, because it's just more of the same thing. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna make this hidden. Okay, I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna put this on southeast isometric view. Okay, now what we're going to do now is we are going to make 3 views. Okay, actually 4 views. Our top view, front view, right side view, and the isometric view. Alright, to do that I'm going to go into viewports, but I'm going to go up here and I want to change my current layer to viewports. Okay, alright, I'm going to go to layout 1. Okay, and the first thing I need to do is I need to make a layout here, and I go to layout and I go to rectangular and I can pick here and I'll go up to this one. Okay, so you'll see my layout there. I'm going to go and I'm going to take off the grid. Now I'm going to go up to view and I'm going to go to viewports and I'm going to make 4 viewports. Okay, and it wants to know where, and I'm going to pick that same rectangle here to here. Okay, and now I have 4 different ones. Alright, they're actually the same one, but we can look at them separately. It's like I have 4 different drawings of the same thing up again. Now you'll see these jump around like this. Try to ignore that. That's probably my computer not being quite powerful enough for all this, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so this one here is going to be our top view. So I'm going to double click on here. You'll see I have southeast isometric hidden, and I want that to be top view. Okay, again, ignore that, because if I go here you can see it looks like that. And I'm going to go to this one. I'm going to make that one the front view. Okay, I'm going to go to this one and I make this one the right side view. Okay, now they're too big, so I'm just going to scale them down a little bit using the zoom command. I mean, I could go in each one of these and I could change the scale. Okay, I could see, let's see, this is 1.4. Okay, and maybe that's the best way to do it. I'll make that 1. I'll make this one 1, and I'll make this one 1, and finally I'll make this one 1. So all my viewports are the same. Okay, and actually it looks like this one, the one might not be quite right for that one, so I'm just going to undo that back to where it looked okay. One more or let's go there. Alright, so now you'll see that I have my 3 views and my isometric. Okay, what I want to do first is I want to go into paper space. Okay, and I'm going to lock all these. Okay, so I don't screw them up by any panning around that I might do. I'm going to lock them all. Okay, now it looks great, except you'll see the little boxes around here. We don't want those little boxes. That's why I put this on viewports. And what I'll do now is I'll go to Home. I'm going to change my layer to maybe title block, because that's what I'm going to work on next. Then I'm going to go down and I'm going to freeze the viewports. Okay, so now you'll see that I have a nice looking little drawing here. Okay, with my 3 views. Now we're not going to dimension it or anything. We could, okay, but we're not going to. Okay, now all I have to do is go into here, change the date, change the title, change the scale. Alright, so what you're going to do, if you did along with me, you're probably done now. If not, this is what you're going to hand in for your next drawing. Alright, okay, that is it for this lesson.